Professor Dr. Vandana Narang, Dean Academics, Shri Mantri, IAS, Director, National Institute of Fashion Technology, Dr. Bhaskaran KM, Joint Director, Professor Jaideep RS, Associate Professor and Campus Academic Coordinator, NIFT faculty and staff of the NIFT. Dear parents, graduates and students, Ellavakum and Tevandana. I deem it a privilege to address the 11th Convocation at the Kannur campus of National Institute of Fashion Technology, and I would like to express my gratitude to the Dean and Directors, Joint Director for their invitation. At the outset, my hearty congratulations to all award winners and students who have qualified to receive their degrees on completion of their academic program in design, management and technology. As we all know, the National Institute of Fashion Technology, New Delhi, which started its journey in 1986, has grown into a premier institute of design management and technology with 18 campuses in India, imparting higher knowledge in all aspects of fashion design and technology. I am happy that NIFT Kannur, started in 2008, has become one of the best among these campuses. This convocation marks the beginning of a new phase in your life. For some, it is the happy ending to a long period of study and work, and for others, a launch pad towards higher studies or innovative endeavors. You are indeed fortunate to have been trained and mentored by a prestigious institution that enjoys global rating and academic collaboration with the best fashion schools across the world. The added advantage that I see in you is that your education was at Kannur, the land of looms and lords, where the traditional handloom industry has flourished. It is said that the greatest gift of education is not the certificate or professional acumen, but the spirit of social responsibility that scholarship instills in us. And it would not be out of place if I quote Swami Vivekananda here, who said that the purpose of life is not pursuit of happiness. Purpose of life is pursuit of knowledge. Because if pursuit of happiness alone is the summum and bonum of our lives, then what prevents us from making others unhappy to secure our happiness? Therefore, the purpose of life is pursuit of knowledge, and the purpose of knowledge is to find diversity, to find unity in diversity, and to be able to train your mind to see yourself in others and others in you. And it is this thing, this great Indian tradition, which ensures that you never step on the feet of other persons. It is the spirit of responsibility which should transform to wisdom and reflect in all our actions. As the old adage says, Karmani Vyajyate Pragya, wisdom manifests in action. Indian culture has been marked by the belief in the divinity of mankind. Every human being is potentially divine. Devo Devalaya Prokto Jivo Deva Sadashiva. For us, the Supreme is in us. The body is called abode of the God, and the spirit is Shiva, the Lord himself. Therefore, if this body is the abode of God, then the dress that covers the body is much more than a fabric. It is adornment of the divine abode and deserves a sense of devotion and reverence. Fashion and the apparel convey much more than mere outward appearances. They are expressions of our sense of beauty and the lasting manifestation of our culture. You may recall how our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has recently reminded us that India's handloom signifies our rich and diverse cultural heritage. Ancient records speak of how India's textiles, especially cotton, muslin, calico and shins, had become central to its identity abroad thanks to the dexterity of our talented artisans. Ancient Greece and Babylon were so fascinated by our clothes that they considered India as being synonymous with cotton. Besides, Indian textiles and their export had played a vital role in the establishment of global trade system. Today, India's textiles is second only to agriculture. We are also aware of how handloom and khadi had added vigor to the Swadeshi movement, uniting minds during the freedom struggle. It merits mention that by declaring the 7th of August as Handloom Day, we have resolved to revive this ancient Indian tradition, whose splendor continues to add beauty, novelty and variety to fashions. Students of fashion technology have the responsibility of taking forward this wonderful heritage and enrich it through research and innovation so as to make India the fashion hub of the world in the years to come. Some of us may be skeptical about creating novel concepts from old traditions. They could take a cue from the famous saying about India. Professor Birjendranath Seal had used this phrase about India, that India is ever aging but never old. Everything about India is Puran, Prachin, ancient, but it is endued with certain dynamism. That is Mrityunjayata. It is through younger generations that India keeps renewing itself. Today, new technologies are changing the world we live in by leaps and bounds. All industries are transformed by technology, and fashion is no exception to that. Moreover, tech companies have started exploring fashion as a fertile ground for their projects. Experts predict that if the infusion of technology in fashion continues at the present rate, by the end of the next decade, all garments are going to be sustainable. Fashion brands are already seeking new ways to produce sustainable garments. Yet more research and innovation is required to save animals from suffering for the sake of fashion all over the globe. 20 or 30 years from now, we envision a whole new world and society with a new set of values which will enable us to live in harmony with nature. The pro-nature approach should exist in all spheres and especially in fashion, as it is now possible to make fur, leather or silk without animals at all. We hope that either recycled or from organic matter such as orange peels, mushroom and algae, soon the world will be wearing sustainable and earth-friendly clothes. Today, innovation is the key word in every field of knowledge, as it holds out tremendous promise for the development of our country. It is through the innovative ideas and products of our young graduates that we expect to boost the growth of the Indian economy, which is already one of the fastest growing economies of the world. As innovators in fashion, our attention should also turn towards empowerment of our traditional artisans through knowledge sharing and hand-holding. Your research, design ideas, design interventions, and product diversification will certainly help our craftsmen and weavers whose work and talent have been the inspiration to our fashion industry. The mantra of vocal for local given by Honorable Prime Minister urges us to help our local products to reach global markets through greater exposure. In this age of innovation and industry, many youngsters find providing employment more rewarding than finding jobs. Therefore, I wish to see many of you making a mark in the industry by creating innovative products that reflect core Indian values and ethos. The vision of NIFT has been to emerge as a center of excellence and innovation through leadership in professional education guided by social and human values. I am happy that the Institute has been striving for excellence by regularly renewing its content and pedagogy and enhancing its capabilities and self-trust. My hearty congratulations to the Director, faculty and students of NIFT Kannur for these dedicated efforts in institution building. Before I conclude, I would like to share an interesting anecdote which shines light on the importance of the clothes that we wear. This anecdote is found mentioned in many traditions. And the story is that one famous poet, a legendary poet, who otherwise was not a man of means, he received an invitation to attend a party. He went to the party wearing his shabby clothes. Despite having the invitation, he was not allowed to enter the venue. He came back, borrowed an expensive dress or shining dress from some friend of his, wore it and went back to the party, and doors were opened for him. After reaching there, when he sat on the table to dine, he started feeding his clothes. The food he picked up and he asked his clothes, have this, eat this. Everybody was surprised. They said, what are you doing? He said, I was invited, but I was not allowed to enter the venue. It is only after I borrowed this dress that you let me in. Therefore, I feel that the clothes have more right to be fed than I myself. So this, basically, the moral of this story is that it is your dress which largely determines how you are addressed by others. And this is the area where you all are going to play a very important and crucial role. My best wishes are with you. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Jai Hind.